The day Suge Knight tried to force Master P to check in. If you'd like it to sound more dramatic, formal, or casual, let me know your preferred tone.
Yeah, I got a phone call from Suge one time. He's out of.
Let me know if you'd like it to sound tougher, calmer, or more cinematic.
Oh, he say Cal ain't big enough for me, him, and Puff.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Well, I say when you moving, because I just bought a house.
This is the story of how Master P stepped into Suge Knight's territory, stood his ground, and ended up saving Snoop Dogg's life in the process.
Man, I grew up in the Galileo Project.
Right.
Ain't nobody gonna soft press me, man.
Right.
I don't care who you is.
Back in the late 90s, three forces ruled Los Angeles: earthquakes, traffic, and Suge Knight. The first two might make you late for work. Suge could end your career or your life. He wasn't just feared in the music industry, he was its grim reaper. Suge didn't walk into rooms, he loomed.
He was not scared of Suge Knight. They was terrified of Suge Knight.
Right.
I mean, terrified.
I know.
No, to death.
Suge Knight ruled Death Row Records with the force of a mafia boss and the swagger of a movie villain, casting a long shadow over megastars like Tupac, Dr. Dre, and Snoop Dogg.
Everybody else was scared of
Right.
everybody. That's when Suge Knight was the monster, the boogeyman.
So when a new face showed up in LA without checking in with Suge, it wasn't just considered bold, it was nearly a provocation.
Everybody at that time was deadly afraid of shit.
That face was Master P. But he wasn't just another Southern rapper chasing a piece of the West Coast spotlight. He was a whole different kind of baker. Straight out of New Orleans, Master P brought vision, grit, and a business mind sharper than Suge's intimidation tactics. Where Suge ruled through fear, P moved with finesse. Where Suge demanded loyalty, P earned it. Want this to lean more toward a documentary tone or a streetwise vibe?
Working against the devil, and through the grace of God, Master P put a deal together.
His approach was straightforward. Artists should own their work, not be chained to the record industry. Naturally, that mindset won him the respect of his peers and a few powerful enemies.
They spent all this money on your album and marketing, but wasn't getting no way out ass money. On No Limit
labels
had
was pimping
money.
everybody.
Everybody on No Limit had a house, a car, two in the bank account.
Notably, Suge Knight, Diddy, and Birdman saw Master P as a threat. A game changer who wasn't just rewriting the rules, but also stealing their spotlight. Would you like to add more context about their rivalry or keep it tight and punchy?
Puffy and them was rocking, but they wasn't getting no money like Master P was. Like, and I had been around they camp, I had been around Def Jam, I was on Death Row.
Master P founded No Limit Records, a label that didn't just pay its artists, it empowered them. P flipped the script in an industry known for shady deals and exploitation. His artists got paid, got credit, and got equity. No Limit wasn't just a label. It was a movement. Would you prefer it to have more of an inspirational tone or stick with the powerful, straightforward vibe?
I had seen all the that supposedly had the money. Master P had the money.
True independence.
He had the money.
And that movement spread fast. Suge was used to being the undisputed king of the West Coast, but P wasn't intimidated. He made it clear that No Limit was a force to be reckoned with, and there would be no bowing to Suge's rule. Would you like it more intense or keep the sharp, direct tone?
I've never been afraid of no man. You know?
While Suge was busy beefing and brawling, P was out there turning independent hustle into generational wealth. By the time he moved to LA, he was already building an empire. But things really heated up when he tried to sign none other than Snoop Dogg. Do you want this to feel even more intense, or should it stay more laid back with a sharp edge?
I told Snoop, we the biggest company in the world now. If he needed a home, why not be with us?
Snoop was still tied to Death Row, but he was growing disillusioned.
So it's my job to keep that on top of the rap game. Ever since we've been in it, we've been on top, so I can't let us fall.
He had just survived a murder trial. His partnership with Dr. Dre was over, and Tupac was gone.
Years don't get much more emotionally trying than the one Snoop Doggy Dogg has just gone through. Surviving a murder trial.
Not guilty of the crime of murder in the first.
And Suge? He was behind bars, and Death Row Records was unraveling.
Death Row Records mastermind Marion Suge Knight has been in lockdown for violating state probation by beating the hell out of some guy at a Las Vegas casino.
By the late 1990s, Death Row Records, once the dominant force in West Coast rap, was falling apart.
But Suge became too invested in hood politics that brought the business down.
The infamous Suge Knight ran Death Row with an iron fist, but his empire had crumbled under the weight of legal battles and internal conflicts. By 1997, Death Row was on its last legs, and it was clear that things were about to get messy.
Suge was in jail, but that doesn't mean Suge is not still coming out.
Meanwhile, Snoop's business was in shambles, mismanaged by Death Row's leadership.
My business was garbage back then, Death Row Records. I let them control everything because I trusted them and I felt like they wouldn't do me wrong. They put me in the game.
Snoop needed a fresh start, something far removed from the chaos Death Row had brought.
Everything was in Suge Knight's name. Business account was his account. Manager was his wife. Imagine all of that being twisted up like an octopus. On top of that, I was being just disrespected like, oh, he's whack.
And Master P gave it to him, no strings attached. P saw the potential in Snoop.
I told Snoop, we the biggest company in the world now. If he needed a home, why not be with us?
He wasn't just another artist. He was a massive name, and P knew No Limit could take him even higher. He laid it out. We represent the South and we're on top. Why not join us?
That's when Master P stepped in and gave me a better situation.
I respected Snoop as an artist. I was a fan. I felt like Snoop needed a team.
The industry was stunned. Suge's golden child was now riding with the Southern General.
To me, Suge and Master P were the same kind of people.
Probably sell about 10 million this time.
Two brilliant, business-minded, Fortune 500 guys.
Suge Knight wasn't about to let go of his biggest artist without a fight. He tried to control Snoop, but Master P wasn't intimidated. He stood his ground, knowing this wasn't just a business move.
Everybody at that time was deadly afraid and shit.
But Master P wasn't fazed. He didn't care about the threats. He wasn't afraid of any man. P made the deal happen.
Master P went to go visit Suge Knight in the penitentiary and struck a deal.
Death Row had to sell Snoop to keep the business rolling. No limit, we could make a business move like that.
He met with Suge Knight in prison, worked out the numbers, and put up the cash.
I met with Suge Knight and said, look, man, what you want for Snoop? I heard that you got a deal on the table.
The price for Snoop's freedom was a couple $1 million, but P didn't stop there. He added more money, sweetening the deal and making sure it was sealed the right way.
They got to understand it. Worked out some numbers.
Told me what it was, and I put an extra $200,000 or $300,000.
Once the deal was signed, it was official. Snoop Dogg was now a no-limit soldier. And it wasn't just a career move for him, it was a life-changing moment. Snoop performed his first concert with No Limit, and the reception was overwhelming. Fans were ready for something new and welcomed Snoop with open arms. Would you like to emphasize the impact of the moment, or keep it focused on the shift in Snoop's career?
I mean, he showed me how to put business because I hadn't had a record label. I was always talking that doggy style but I didn't have no record label. Master P showed me how to put a label together, how to go get money.
Snoop was on a roll, from featuring on Gangsta with Mystical to getting Snoop back on track financially. Master P played a major role in helping him bounce back. Would you like more focus on their collaboration or keep it more about Snoop's comeback?
And I told him I wanted $3,500 because I was broke and I was just like, could he get some money? P gave me a check for $35,000. All right, he put another zero on that motherfucker. It's my kind of name.
In 1999, Snoop dropped his sophomore No Limit album, Top Dog, and it went straight to the top of the charts. Would you like to expand on the album's impact or keep it brief?
We own it now.
I was like, ooh, I wanted to get on it, but damn, it wasn't my album, it wasn't my song.
In total, he dropped 3 chart-topping albums with Master P. Would you like to add more context about those albums or keep it short and impactful?
I did 3 albums with Master P.
3 albums?
Yeah, when I left Death Row Records, I signed with No Limit Records, which was the hottest rap label in the industry. When I signed with No Limit Records, they was the hottest.
Snoop was relaxing in the green room, enjoying the calm before the storm, when 7 men dressed in black, Death Row affiliates, surrounded him. The mood shifted in an instant. Would you like to add more tension to the scene or keep it straightforward?
Master P, he had a plan for us. He ran down what he thought that should happen as far as music, albums, movie.
Word quickly reached Master P's crew on stage. They dropped their mics and sprinted backstage. Camouflage shirts and red bandanas turned the area into a war zone. Chairs flew, fists flew, and the air was thick with tension. Would you like to emphasize the chaos more or keep it tight and intense?
So in 1998, Master P did a I Got the Hook Up comedy jam at the Universal Amphitheater in Universal City, California.
I'm a big fan of Master P, and I'm just looking forward.
Snoop was relaxing in the green room, soaking in the calm before the chaos, when 7 men in black, Death Row affiliates, closed in around him. The atmosphere shifted in an instant.
On stage, and Dogg got left.
He was in the green room.
So this is what happened. We sitting on the inside. Death Row guys walk up. So we chopped it up. 5 minutes later, it's about 7 of them around me. I ain't paid attention. So the soldiers then went on stage. Now I'm back here talking to these deaf about myself.
One of them stepped forward, leaned in close, and said low, "You owe Suge an apology." Snoop blinked, caught off guard. "For what?" he asked, his voice steady but edged with confusion.
We end up yapping and yapping and yapping. They talking behind my ear, so I'm like, let me holler at you. So now they were like, "You owe Suge an apology." I'm like, "Suge." Like, what?
Then came the swing. A punch flew, missed, and just like that, chaos detonated.
Maybe Snoop was talking crazy to them, and they caught him slipping.
Hey, now I'm back here talking to these Death Row niggas about myself. Try to take off on him. Whoa, he missed. I get out of there.
When he was tragically killed, the empire that once ruled the South began to slip.